Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Time to continue. Make them suffer. I mean Digimon D&D, or Digimon and Dragons. Victims, I mean players. Would you like to say hello?
I wasn't even on character sheet yet.
Cool. You have time. You have time. So, So I'm going to assume that that's the hello started. So, the reason why
I had the warning.
The reason why Smab has time is because I'm going to do a little bit of a kind of a broad catch up on how things have been going so far. So you got time. I mean, don't go ordering Taco Bell or nothing, but you have time.
You're good. The Fry Shack's open tomorrow, not today.
Okay, yeah. As long as you don't go off to order food, you'll be fine, though. So, our story began with a singular human in a weird body foreign to her. The one and only Ryokawa, who had discovered herself in a creature's body and with a second resident in her head. Someone who seems to understand her, but also kind of is her, in a sense. Through much ass pulls and much trials and tribulation of insanity, eventually the Plaz survived long enough to meet a friendly face. Someone who's in a very similar boat to herself, but yet also somewhat different. That being that of Freya. Now, the thing is that in Freya's case, though, much to Plaz's, I don't know if Plaz ever really cared or was confused or just heard it but just let it go out the other ear. I don't know which. You'll have to ask Plaz that sometime in the comics. But, basically, as Plaz was explained to, much to Freya's confusion, Freya is not like Mab or Plasmon, technically. Whereas Plasmon is the second half of what makes Rio who she is. Freya is a pure, straight up human who, out of her Digimon's, her partner Digimon's obsession with taking care of her, basically said, nope, we're gonna let you drive the wheels, we're letting you drive, I'm gonna sit back. Thus, in a sense, saving Freya. From what? No one knows. Through much of combined ass-pulling, insanity, and so much underdogging to the point of where I almost feel like I need to make a sex joke for some reason.
Ew.
Yeah. Which is weird for me too.
Ew.
It's weird for me too, for what it's worth. It feels weird. I never thought I'd have to do that. But anyways.
It's not all coming together.
Oh, you can hear what I was watching. Nice. Oh, that's great. You could hear me watching the Pokemon Reset Theory. Awesome. Don't ask how many times I watched it, because as my girl knows, I will lie. I will lie my ass off. Anyways, after much chaos, insanity, one person becoming corrupted when they weren't supposed to originally, another person becoming corrupted when they originally weren't supposed to be, but then deciding to lean into that and have fun with it, and eventually one of these players becoming basically a god in the waiting. Yeah, you heard me right. And another one planning on pretty much pulling the same thing of becoming basically a god by the end of it all. There's been much hinted at in their backstories, and then we got another player who I have a terrible feeling is going to become a lot like Plaz and friggin' Lucimon, where they're going to become a gremlin.
I corrupt everyone.
That's what I'm afraid of. Hopefully, if you do corrupt this one, it's only a little bit instead of, oh my damn.
Hey! It's all or nothing, baby!
I'd rather it be nothing then. Anyways, right now, the new girl's kind of a bit of an oddity. No one really knows much yet. They do know that something that she treasures was stolen. They also are coming to the realization that she's a bit of a nerd. Kind of a bookwormy
He's a
nerd.
historian!
Yeah, basically.
Rude.
Basically, though,
I am an educated individual.
uh,
He is an intellectual.
uh, basically,
I am a nerd.
thankfully, though, she's already brought a lot to the group. They've kind of learned some stuff about the deities in this world already, and I've also kind of gotten some little things dropped. Might I add, two of them are specifically relating to both Plaz and Lucimon, who haven't talked for shit about it yet. Let's see if they'll even remember
Yeah,
it.
because we're all action, no talk.
Oh, there was some.
About our own separate feelings to each other.
I'm gonna tell you right now,
We're about to lament.
there have been a couple chances already, but I do agree. Due to the chaos of what happened in last season, it wound up being mostly just combat because of that.
We don't open up easily.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm gonna be seeking answers. I expect.
You'll be
Reply.
seeking answers.
I'm not gonna lie.
What?
That's one of the other reasons why I was very excited that Val agreed to be on and was going down this road for her character.
She's an intellectual truth seeker.
Yeah, which will hopefully
I am.
speed certain things along a little bit. It doesn't have to be massive, but I would like it to speed a little. Just a little bit. Now, they were finally getting a break. Finally. But of course, there always has to be one jackass who ruins something for everybody. And this time, that jackass was a giant-ass bird with a nice black corrupting spike driven through its chest. They realized, oh shit, this thing's borderline a damn zombie. We have to turn it into paste. And they did. Specifically, Plaz went apeshit on him. I am choosing narratively that it's because you were so pissed off about having your vacation ruined. I hope that's narratively fair. Now,
Yep.
I was in a son of a bitch.
yeah. Where we last left them off, though, is they are now at the top of a giant mountain. Here's the good news. While this mountain isn't necessarily, specifically taken care of by man, it is, however, with that said, massively superior than what you thought because you realize there's a nice trail to follow. It's not an amazing trail, but it's good enough to get the job done. And much to your joy, not only is it thankfully eventless, but it's so peaceful. All you can hear is ocean, birds, crickets, for miles. Would you any of you like to be talking, saying anything during your walk? It is still a long walk, even if it's not as long as you were afraid.
So, you said it was gonna be cold up here before this episode, yeah?
Oh yeah, it's freezing cold.
Okay, so essentially how I keep myself warm is I'm heating my body so that every step is just the snow becomes water, the snow becomes water, the snow becomes water, so on and so forth. I'm keeping myself warm with my own instantiated heat. I am a living heat wave.
Freya probably just used to this crap. It's just like, this is nice. Reminds me of home.
Pretty much.
But Val,
Val.
dear, sweet Val, you're freezing your ass off and probably trying to tug them to get going quicker. Sound fair?
Yeah.
Basically, whereas Plasmon is constantly generating heat and plasma able to just ward off the cold because of that intensive heat. And while you are used to it being a Nordic woman and someone who's been around snow pretty much their whole life, dear Val here, not so much on either end. In fact, for her, this is extremely violently uncomfortable. She is shivering violently. You can even hear her teeth chattering hard.
So I don't know how you want to do. You said that like my character is technically a druid,
Yes.
um, and she doesn't know 100% how her thingies work. So if this discomfort like gets to a point, would she just like instinctively maybe turn into an animal more suited for the cold, such as a wolf?
Yeah. Um, I will let
Like,
that be.
Polar bear.
like you just turn around and I'm a fucking wolf. I'm like pork pork.
I'm gonna leave that to you entirely. If that's how you want it to play out
Okay.
narratively, then by all means.
So I mean, to be fair though, we got transported to a very cold place in bikinis.
Uh huh.
Yeah, so she's just gonna be like, oh, this is too fucking cold, and she's just gonna like fall down, and you think that she's like just like falling down out of like
Mm.
um because she can't go on.
Mm.
But then you just see that she stays on all fours, and she's a wolf now.
I'm gonna have you roll a d20, a nice flat
Okay.
d20.
I'm scared. That's a 4.
Oh, ouch. Uh, you don't fail necessarily, but pretty much all you manage to accomplish is one paw and a tail. Not even, not even the, not even fur on that paw. It's just basically a naked dog paw
Oh no, that's
attached
awful.
attached to a human arm, and then there's just a slightly bushy tail. However, it almost looks more like a poodle puffball at the end instead of an actual proper tail.
Okay, I don't
That's what they see.
I just look at the other two and I just like basically snatch my tail and try to wrap it around me as best as I can.
I just look at you. That's an odd Digivolution.
I,
Real
I
quickly,
have not.
Laz,
Just
you notice something very strange when you say that. You're getting no ping of an evolution happening. And that's when you hear, uh, Rio? I don't know what that one did, but that's not a Digivolution. Please ask, I'm a little creeped out. Then he just kind of steps back. You can tell that
it
your other half, Plasmon, is a little unnerved by what just happened. And you can also tell very easily he's telling the truth on all levels. I'm going to say. I almost want to be evil and just say roll to see how much you cover with your tail, but I'm not going to. That's a little too evil. Yeah, you cover yourself nicely with the tail. It still doesn't feel great because you have to literally more or less bite onto your tail to wrap it around properly.
But you got. I'm just imagining like the one normal hand she has. She's like gripping the tail around her, and the weird paw limb that she now has. She's just kind of like trying to tuck that underneath all the fur as well, so it doesn't get like.
So,
so-
while in this form, you cannot use your staff or any weapons really, other than one-handed stuff.
okay, that's fair.
You've got my brain is like you have a paw claw.
However,
Paw claw.
I am going to tell you this. You can turn this off whenever you like.
Fair. But it is keeping me warm right now, so.
And I'm also not going to
I'm
let this count towards your wild shape at all. That's just going to be something that was done narratively.
okay.
Now,
I'm just gonna look at them and I'm like, we should keep going.
oh, and just curious, it is just that one paw and tail. There's literally nothing else that's dog-like. So everything else is normal human. Have fun with that. Hope you like Nina from Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah.
That far.
Yeah.
I haven't fully merged into a weird.
I dislike when people bring that up.
Yeah, sorry. It was a joke I had already planned, and I wanted to get it over with sooner
You're
not
a
later.
douche nozzle.
Agreed. I just want to get that joke over with sooner not later. Ugh. Hopefully I'll have better material going forward. Anyways. So, you see, poor Val, you see what she has become of her own volition. Both of you can already tell that this is not a Digivolution, this is something completely different.
I'm just thinking to myself, this could be an evolution that's not on the charts. We don't know. Maybe it's just so different it's not pinging on your chart.
Your other half just kind of walks up, gets right in front of you, just stares at you like, maybe. But this is a weird one.
No, I'm talking with the pleasant side.
Oh yeah, I know. That's your other half. He is just literally... Agreed. What is this? I mean, could be. Weird though. But could be. But he basically kind of just interjects with your thoughts, because he's technically part of you, so he takes it to almost being like, this is directed at us both, in a sense.
And then I just think to myself there, imagine if we could gain access to that kind of power. The amount of fun shit we can do.
Oh, hey man, not cool to block out your thoughts. Fair. This is probably still weird for you, understandably. He steps back. I wouldn't say he's hurt, but you can tell like there was a little bit of smart ass poking going on there, little. Not enough to deserve a response, but just enough to be like, heh heh. Now, I'm going to assume you all are walking, correct? Especially for, I hope, Val's sake, that you were walking. So,
Well, I gotta concentrate, so yeah.
So, as you are walking, I assume you guys don't do any further conversations, correct?
Not me. I think I'd rather be in a warmer place to have a conversation.
Okay. Now, thankfully, the path it's not perfect. There are some, like, little bumps here, a little bump there. But it's a really relatively nice path for where you're at. As you are basically taking this path down the mountain, it is almost tranquil, peaceful. But then you hear a noise. It's approaching fast. Roll me a dex saving throw. I'm going to tell you right now, you all have an advantage on this.
Ooh.
Because this thing is not quiet and it's not slow.
Freya has a 14.
Mm-hmm.
I have an 18.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Hold up. I have a 21. I need to put my sheet in this roll 20, but I got it on D&D Beyond.
You can actually, with an extension, link your D&D Beyond sheet to roll 20.
Yeah.
Oh, is that Beyond 20?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find that.
Smash, if you wouldn't mind helping her out, why? Basically,
She seems to know what roll 20 is, so.
no, the link thing. I think she's gonna need that.
Yeah, she seems to already know what it is, so.
Oh.
If she needs help, I'm sure she'll ask.
Nice.
She doesn't have multiple characters yet, so...
Yeah, because she's not leveling till... or not evolving till probably next session. Maybe 2 sessions at most. Depends. I can't remember where her level's at. Oh wait, it's 2. So yeah, she like has 2 sessions until she can finally evolve. But anyways.
There you go.
21 from Val. No, that's initiative. Dexterity save.
No, I know, but I already rolled the dex save, which was a 21.
So you were testing. I see.
Yeah, so it's working at least.
Good.
So, at first, you just hear it, and just instinct for all of you kicks in, and you all dive right forwards into the dirt as you hear a nice smash sound. It embeds itself into basically a boulder. And as you look, you realize it is a black spike. And it is firmly embedded into the rock.
Oof.
And, well, I'm going to have you do a perception check.
Okay. Oof. That's a 7.
Uh-huh. Alright. It's not an amazing success, but it's enough. What you realize is that that black spike was originally in your bag.
What?
You realize that that black spike was originally in your bag. You have no idea when it left, how it managed to go flying at all. But you know that it's the same one that you just picked up from Garudamon.
Hmm.
Now, you try to pull at it repeatedly. Eventually, you do pry it loose. Whether or not you care to do any research on it, I leave to you. But needless to say, in the meantime, you continue to walk on. Sound fair?
So when I touch the black spike, though, does it not do anything? Like,
Not a thing. All it does is it reminds you of your necklace, and that's it. Like, you cannot shake the feeling that this is either similar material or was from the same material that your necklace was made from.
I'm gonna wrap it up in a cloth and put it back in my in my backpack. I'm gonna check that out later.
As you go to wrap it in cloth, you start to feel it vibrate. But the more thing is, you remember that you already wrapped it in cloth once. And that cloth is not in your bag at all. You are not sure why. All you know is you have a gut feeling that trying to shove this thing away is only going to make it go berserk. You can't explain why, it's just a sensation in your gut.
Well, I try to hold it in my arm, then I'll press it against. Just hold on to it as I'm like holding my tail against me.
The vibration sensation starts to ease off. The longer you keep hold of it, it seems to calm down more over time. Thankfully, that is as exciting as your walk gets, thankfully. A couple hours of just walking down this trail, you finally eventually return to the beach. Although, you can't seem to find any of the Armadillomon. Until they're here. They're back. They're back. They're back. They're back. They're back. 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 They're back. They're back. They're back. Guest back. Guest back. Guest back. Guest back. Guests. Guest back. And start uncovering this almost sand-esque town again. And then all those Armadillomon just kind of surround you both and say, "We were so worried about you! Are you okay? Are you okay?" Just all 1,000 of them at the same time. Just off enough to the point where it almost sounds like an echo.
If we're like that, if we're back in the village, that means like it's back to like normal temperature, right? So yes. I will drop my weird deformation. Yeah.
So you
I will hold a hand up to be like, don't hug me.
One of them didn't get the message, the little kid. He's been just secretly right there nuzzling your leg. You have no clue how long. All you know is he's a stealthy little blighter. Let me see. They basically say, continue vacation fun? Vacation fun! Vacation fun! Vacation fun! They all kind of hop up onto their back legs like a bunch of meerkats. Yay! More vacation fun! And they basically start prepping tons of stuff. And almost disturbingly on cue, Val, you feel someone tap your shoulder. And you know that it's Digimon.
Yes.
What part of rest did you not get, you psycho woman? Rest!
Yes, because I am the one that summoned some psycho beast to attack us.
Well, considering your track record so far, can you blame me for thinking that? I mean, Lord, girl. Ugh.
I may be a stickler for work, but I'm not a stickler for masochism.
You sure? I'm not so sure. Dear Lord, more often than not you remind me of your mother. Ugh.
Prefer if you didn't mention mother.
Why? Oh. Sorry.
Well, no, it's fine. That damned Digimon, I think his name was, took what was hers and had the audacity to call her a thief.
You realize something. Despite Stingmon being basically a giant bug, he is starting to sweat. He is looking up at the sky, fiddling with his spikes.
Do you have something to say?
Well, let's see. How do I put this? You know how you wanted me to do some digging up for information for the one who stole your pendant. Well,
Yes.
I kind of found them. Kind of being the operative word. So, you remember how originally it was Gaburimon that snatched it to give to his boss, right? Well, I kind of found out that that necklace, um, let's just say some of its power was stolen, from what I could gather. It was actually, some of it was turned into a double-sided saber, or scimitar, and was handed to the Gerberimon to use as a reward for, as they said, retrieving it. Well, that kind of made the Gerberimon digivolve. Unintentionally. Turns out he became an Ogremon. And, him and his brother were kind of doing quite a lot of bandit work. Last piece of info I was able to gather is that the brother of the one who stole the amulet originally was killed brutally, and well, he kind of lost his shit hard to the point of where he went from an ogre to a sentient bike motorcycle of death. I wasn't able to get a name necessarily from the form he took. I was able to get that he still had it for a while, but then recently I managed to get sort of a spy into their group. And what was said next was not comforting. So this Datamon, supposedly he has a human name, supposedly. I didn't really care to remember it, I was too busy focusing on the necklace.
Why would he have a human name?
Depends on which one you want to believe. I have 3 different sources saying 3 different things. I have some spies within Jupitermon's group, his followers, and they say there's no reason at all for this, he's just some delusional fool. Some of the...
What, believes them high enough to be a human rather than a Digimon?
Oh, don't worry, it gets worse. Then there's Honglongmon who just says, I don't care, I'll stomp him regardless. However, what they're saying within the Aldemon camp is that he was once a human, now turned Digimon. Supposedly he was some very famous and important medical scientist, supposedly.
I'm gonna walk out of the area.
I can't remember the guy's name, I honestly don't care. Anyways, the more important thing is I found out why that thing is existing, but I found out something else. He turns out to be one of the 4 lords now. He usurped one of the thrones. You get a bad feeling in your stomach, Val. So much so, without even realizing it, you probably ask, whose throne? But do you actually, in the end? Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I'm like, who could you have possibly have beaten?
Well, well, you can see him getting very nervous, and your bad feelings getting worse. Oh, just, Not exactly a Digimon. The one known as the Sage. I don't know if you have heard of her. And that's when you become livid, Val. You know who the Sage is. That's your mother. Your mother is one of the 4 original lords. The first lords. She was also the first human lord as well.
I don't believe you.
Believe me,
So
I don't either.
I'm going to have to confirm that myself.
Please do. I don't want to believe it.
So, not to interrupt, but through this conversation, I leave the group.
Any specific reason? Do you give a reason? Say no.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving them. They were talking about the human Digimon.
Ah, yeah. So pretty much around the time they say a human named Datamon, you get a feeling just to walk. Fair. Do you say anything before you go, or do you just walk silently?
No, I just walk.
I point at Plaza. I'm like, hold it. How do you know this fucking douche?
I'm going to ignore and just walk. I'm gonna let you have your conversation.
Ugh.
And we're already seeing that the Val helping to bring stuff to light might not go well. Oh no. We'll see, I guess. But yeah,
I'll look at Freya and say, how do you know this douchebag? Has he attacked you before?
yes.
I don't. What's
What was that, sweetie?
I don't remember. Has he attacked us before?
So, Datamon, as you well know, Val, I'm going to ask you to deafen for a moment.
Okay, hold on. Do, 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 do.
So basically, as you have found out, is that Datamon not only has it attacked you, but it is also Plasmon's very evil, corrupt, horrible uncle, who is
Oh, right.
who honestly Plasmon would love to torture, but will be happy to settle for exploding. But she would rather torture. Him being a lord, that part is messing with your head a little bit because you didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now I shall inform her to come back. Mer.
Hello.
Proceed.
All right. I guess my response would be that we have encountered this individual before. This very problematic individual, and then I just kind of sit back a bit and just smoke my pipe. Like I bring it out, light it.
Val, roll a history or perception check with advantage.
Sorry for derailing your conversation, guys. I just wanted to walk away and brood.
That's okay. Will you at least brood close enough so we don't have to repeat this to you?
I am brooding in listening distance.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so Val, history or a perception check with advantage.
I rolled a 22.
You know that pipe. That pipe is very familiar, even though the size is definitely seems like it probably should be off. You realize
I'm gonna comically literally snatch it out before she lights it. I'm like, where did you get this? I'm just looking at it intensely.
you realize that it is Shogun Gekkomon's pipe. In other
You
words,
guys were in Las Vegas?
not only that,
Yes.
you realize something. On the bottom, there's very subtly a name engraved on the bottom. Do you read it?
Yes, what does it say?
Forever your friend, the little green runt. You realize that this Shogun Gekkomon pipe is your old friend's pipe that he himself had.
How did you get this? Oh, I'm sorry. I'll hand it back to her.
No worries. It was gifted to me.
By Shogun?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And well, for a moment you zone out. For a moment,
Whee!
you don't. No one really notices. It doesn't last long. You just kind of zone out. Your eyes become almost like saucers, more like galaxies, and you see something. You see an image of what looks like mountains crumbling. Massive mountains stretching hundreds of feet high, crashing down. You see a fuzzy image of what looks like 3 people who are standing in opposition of whatever's coming to them. But the rest is too foggy to see. And you snap back.
Step back to reality. Oops, there goes gravity.
As the former aspiring rapper, thank you. Thank you very much.
Um. I'll kind of shake my head and zone back in. What? Why? I'm sorry. Why would he give this to you? Do you know him personally?
I don't know him personally.
You did.
I did.
Oh, yeah. You got to know him on a very personal level and bonded with him pretty hard and fast over smoking.
Mm.
Yeah, that was the episode that I couldn't talk because the description was too well done.
Yeah. To the point where
I have
Smap
an
could
issue
not
with
breathe.
smoke.
Smap could not breathe that whole time. So, yeah.
It was difficult to breathe.
That's how you know you're doing good at theater of mind. Whether that's a good thing or not, I'll leave to you. But yeah, basically, you got to really bond with Shogun Gekkomon, and to the point of where, honestly, I wouldn't say it broke you, but it borderline almost did break you upon his death. That was caused by your own hands. Well, not exactly. Caused by Aldemon manipulating your hands. So, all much better.
Mm.
Whether you admit to that part, I leave to you.
Yeah, pretty much. I tell her that.
Wow, okay. So Val, what you are just now given is that not only did she become very close friends with Shogun Gakumon in a nicely short amount of time even, bonded with him over smoking like a friggin' chimney. You kind of laughed your ass off when you heard that she decided to take a puff of his pipe when it was its full size of being 50 foot frickin' tall. Whether or not you feel like a, damn, nice job, I leave that to you. But basically, then she goes into how she was manipulated and forced to butcher him alive with her own bare hands.
Oh.
And mind you, she does look very remorseful and all that, but she does make sure to be honest and go into detail about it. And even tells you about how violent it was when she snapped back. That he was basically torn to bits, his skin carved in different languages. His
I want no more. No more.
Yeah, that's all she's giving you,
We
but
have-
you can tell that it's like with deep remorse being said, like almost anguish even.
Did he have any last words?
That he did. He said, "You two keep each other safe. Your journey's going to be long and hard." I'm going to try and do the voice for him right now, but forgive me if it's not exactly the same.
Giggity.
It's a little been a little bit. No. Take good care of each other. Things are going to be tough. You're going to have to look out for each other. But most of all, deal with this accursed crap and find your happy place, your paradise, and live like you have no regret. Val, I'm going to have you roll a d6.
Okay. That is a 2.
Cool. Well, that's good. Thank you. You will find out the results of that later.
Oof.
Now, she gives you that, but she also gives that he said, "I don't blame you. I blame the one who's manipulating you." You get a strange feeling, Val, that Shogun Gakkomon seems to have known something. Something you don't know.
Mm. Well, I'm sad that I wasn't able to see him one last time. But I'm glad he has entrusted this to you. He was always a good judge of character, let's say.
Yeah, he was.
Val, you suddenly have a flashback. He was not a great judge of character. He was pretty naive. So, but you do realize that at some
Doesn't mean
point he's realized how to judge a character. But you just kind of can't help now but have like memories of him believing a lie he was told, being tricked into helping someone move house. Pretty much, he was a very good soul, but dear Lord, at first he was not bright at seeing through people. Which
he trusted people and he believed that many had a good judge of character.
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Mm.
You can clearly tell that clearly he's gotten a little better at it. Clearly. But you also just can't help but now have like funny memories kind of returning to you. Of moments where you had to bail him from a situation where he trusted someone a little too much. How many memories, or are all those memories, I leave to your discretion.
Anyway, was the person that was controlling you? Are they related to that Datamon?
Unfortunately, they would not know this. Not directly.
Yeah, I have no idea.
All they do know is that if they see the Datamon, they want to butcher his ass just as badly as you do. And that's when you hear FaceTime, FaceTime, FaceTime! And just a flood of Armadillo Man roll into a ball and basically manage to cart you, all three of you, out to the sand. They manage to do it in such a way where you don't even really get moved around much. They just slide under you and boop, let's go. Kind of like a conveyor belt. Just a conveyor belt.
My brooding corner. No.
Yeah, all three of you get deposited right onto the beach, right in front of the shoreline. And you hear thud, thud, thud. And it's getting louder and louder. And then you see a Greymon. I will pull up an image of that right now.
Oh, we're going classic. Wait, Geo or regular?
Regular.
Okay.
I have a whole separate thing for that sometime. Cool. Go down. Mia. Change. Here. Cool. Here. Oh dear lord. Hold on, I have to fix the image first. Dear lordy. Greymon's missing his feet, nuts, and head, and arms. And most of his torso.
Oh yeah, we're not. You don't have. Are you streaming this?
No.
What's going on?
No, not yet.
Then
Or
you
not-
haven't Discord streamed it then.
Yeah, I am not going to. What I am going to do is send the picture as soon as I fix it. Because, dear lord, is it not good. Like, most of his body's missing.
If it's Greymon, then I can just send it easy.
Yeah, I got a picture. I just have to fix it. Cool. There. Now, over to the General for your picture of what you see before you. He is not a tiny boy. Very, very untiny. He's basically about, I want to say, minimum of about 50 feet in the air. He is that huge.
Holy crap.
I always thought he was 25 to 30.
Nah, not in this world. In this world, they grow big. Greymon grow real big. So, you see this Greymon. He walks up, and you just see him in his giant claws. You see what looks like dozens of fishing nets. And he just kind of hands them over to a few Armadillomon who put on their shell. He kind of just walks over, knocks down an entire tree, and literally just with his claws cuts it into firewood. He basically puts it into a pile. He takes a deep breath in, and then as he exhales, he de-digivolves into an Agumon. I will pull up that as well. And this is what he turns into. He is now far smaller, whereas before he was pretty much almost 50 feet tall. In this form, he's only about roughly 10. Far smaller than he was, but still pretty damn massive. Yeah, that's so exhausting. Anyways, let's get this feast going, everybody! Woo! Feast! 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 And what you see is him take a deep breath in, his chest almost at full capacity. Pah! And a blast of fire hits it. That's also when your Digivice has decided to chime in, weirdly late. Greymon, champion level Digimon. The dinosaur Digimon. Agumon, rookie level dinosaur Digimon. Special move for Greymon. I think it's called Baby Burner? No, wait, no, that's Agumon.
Pepper breath.
I was gonna...
In the English dub.
Yeah, I was gonna go with the Japanese.
Otherwise it's Baby Flame.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna go with the Japanese one just for fanciness for both, but I can't remember.
Baby Flame.
I can't remember what Greymon's was for. I just remember the American one for that one, unfortunately. So yeah, basically goes Greymon attack, Nova Flame. Agumon special attack, Pepper Breath. For you, Val, you don't hear any of this, you just know it from your research.
Cool.
You also know a little extra. You know that Agumon, when it is maxed out, fully evolved, it is a War Greymon, and it is part of the fusion material needed for an Omnimon. The more you know. But yeah, that's basically the limit to your knowledge right now. But you basically just see this big roaring bonfire just get started up. Pretty much like about 10 feet away from you. Just boof! And all of a sudden you realize the fish are getting stabbed and skewered. Stuck into the dirt and are being grilled the old-fashioned way. It is already starting to smell good. And then a Hellion comes in to make things even more delicious smelling. Literally, coming right from basically out of the water, you see a Coalmon. I will pull that out as well.
God, so much fucking shit.
Told you this was gonna be. Told you this was gonna be very roleplay heavy. Sorry, Coalmon. My bad. Save image.
So there's a whole kind of party thing happening on the beach now, yeah?
Oh yeah, it's gone full summer festival times 1,000.
Alright, so I'm going to attempt to reach the Digivice of our newest friend here. That way I can just beam the information to them.
You
And
fail.
I'm hoping it'll work.
You fail. You sense.
Confused, I try again.
You fail again. You get no Digivice response of any kind. Not only that, it's not like where if you're like too far away, it's like a this does not exist.
Google, what's wrong?
I sent the image, by the way, for Coalmon. It is in the download.jfif.
It's a GIF.
Yeah. I'm assuming you're directed at your other half, correct?
Yeah.
He just sort of says, I have no idea what's going on either. I don't sense a Digivice, though, at all. You can kind of just feel your other half kind of like getting more creeped out than he already was a little bit.
I look at Natalie's direction and I go, Alexa, information on Natalie.
Just try to get me good.
Guess what? Val, if you would like to try to notice and then resist this, I'm going to have you do a roll. This be a pose roll, but do you even notice or care if she finds out your Digimon name?
Oh, I'll be right back.
Take your time.
So he's doing that. So, wait, do you want me to roll to see if I notice? Considering there's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah. I'm going to have you first roll perception to see if you even notice. If you want to, mind you. You can also just say F it and ignore it.
Okay, I notice.
21! Holy shit.
Okay, yeah, you definitely notice. You only needed about an 18 to pass that one, but yeah, you notice.
But yeah.
I imagine my eyes are kind of doing a small glow with the spinning of a loading bar.
Probably, yeah. And she notices finally, eventually,
Kind of cyberpunkish.
yeah. She eventually notices the kind of loading bar that's going on in your head. Now, would you like to resist having your Digimon name revealed?
I will try to initially resist. What do I need to roll for that?
This is going to be, basically, this is going to be a combat roll here. Smab, you're going to be doing a
contested roll.
Yes, sorry, contested. Thank
Oh.
you. You're going to be doing Wisdom Insight, and for Val, you're actually going to be doing Deception.
Ah,
Alright.
dang. I'm really bad at that.
Beat a modified. Oh,
Oh.
you lost it by 1!
She got a
Oof.
1?
Ouch!
Oh, she only missed it by 1. Oh, thank God.
He needed a nat 20, because I rolled a modified.
Oh. Yeah. You try to hide the information, but you kind of don't manage to react quite quick enough on the dot.
I imagine I'd probably get a name, not much more, with her high roll.
You pretty much only get the name, yeah. You do get that she's a rookie level as well, though. But guess what? Well, time for you to say your Digimon's name.
Her name is Tyramon.
Ooh. That's neat.
If you would like, you can even spell it or put it on the roll 20 so that people know going forwards.
Boop, 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 boop. I roll.
Do you need to remind me? Do you need me to remind you how it's spelled?
No.
Cool.
At least I hope I got it right.
Top 10 said for disaster. I shall double check just to be safe. But I have to do my phone logging in.
Alright, with my digital scan, I'd like to also attempt to see if there's a Digivice connected to her.
There is not. There is absolutely 0 Digivice of any kind, any shape, any form. And yes, you spelled it 10 out of 10.
Nice.
In fact,
I'm gonna back away from the crowd a bit, and I'm gonna go have a thank.
You're gonna have a
big old thank.
but basically, this Colamon basically manages to bring some sea salt for the fish, and it kind of just slowly blah, 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 goes under the water. You go off to have your think. The thing is that the more you think about it, the less sense it makes, because there not only is no Digivice, there's also no leftover trace of a Digivice ever being there. The only thing you can sense at all is that there was something important around her neck. You have to jump to the amulet, but it's not giving off Digivice readings. So no matter how much you brainstorm it, it's just getting somehow more confusing.
This just doesn't. None of this computes with my brain hole.
And what's more is, as you are there sitting, thinking, you can literally tell that your other half is literally doing the same thing, and he is just as confused and brain effed as
Clearly,
you.
I need more brain power. Activate Plasmite mode. I need adult brain power.
What?
Sure, I'm gonna tell you
I must brain harder.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna be the same thing.
Brain harder.
It's gonna be the same thing.
I know. I know. I'm just pulling
It's great.
for the bit.
It's great. I love it. Mwah, and all. Yeah, I won't do anything, unfortunately, but make me laugh. So yeah, you switch into Plasmite, thinking that maybe just some adult brain cells will help make understanding this, deciphering it a little easier. And unfortunately, both you and your other half in Plasmite form are still just as confused. Now, whether or not you go into every single one of your forms, one after the other, thinking one of them will know something.
No. Plazerker wouldn't know squat. He's a barbarian. Phantom mode is based on corruption. I'm not pulling on that unless I have to.
But there's your god mode if you wanted to. But I'm gonna tell you right now, it's
That
also
thing's giant, and you said I can't do it unless I have the go code.
yeah, true. And I'd rather you save it for a while, but could be funny out of nowhere,
No.
giant goddess,
What?
just for the sake of
Hear me out.
confusion. But alright, fair enough. Let's see. Honestly, it drives you nuts. I'm gonna assume Freya's probably eating fish. Whether it's with or without sea salt, I'll let her decide when she gets back.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Ah,
Speak and the devil shall return.
speak of St.
So I'm-
Polar Bear, and she arrives.
Ugh. No.
You're welcome, love.
Ugh.
You're welcome, love. Anyways,
Oh.
now that I've been a little bit of a Ted, allow me to get you caught up. Smab just tried to feel out where exactly what or where Val's Digivice is and exactly more info on Val. Val tried to resist it, but failed by 1 point. Because she only failed by 1 point, all Smab was able to get was a name and a level, and the knowledge that there is absolutely no trace of a Digivice on her or haven't been around her at all.
What the heck?
Now, I'm gonna say
What the
because
heck?
I'm gonna say because of the confusion this is probably causing, Plas, I don't think she hides it from you. That she does this, or that those are the results. I think she's so confused she's just accidentally telegraphing it to you exactly what's going through her head. Fair?
Look, so she doesn't get what Lucimon does not get the information that my Digivice gave me, but she's getting all of my thoughts on this isn't possible. Why isn't there a Digivice? What the hell is going on?
I'm going to say no, because your Digivices are kind of linked as well as yourselves. Otherwise, I would say sure. But because, again, your Digivices are kind of linked together, I'm going to say that she does hear your results. She doesn't know what you're thinking at first, or why you're doing it, though, at first.
Alright.
And it's only afterwards she realizes, like, oh, wait, what? Wait, what? What? And it kind of has her own little mini mindfuck moment. I am going to say neither of them are hiding this very well, unless Freya would like to try and hide it.
I straight up Digivolved to get better think power. I think I'm obvious.
Oh yeah, you are. You couldn't be more obvious if you tried. Like, the only way you could have been more obvious is if you turned into the goddess mode. That's the only way you could have been more blatantly obvious about it. But Freya, though, whether or not you're obvious about it, I leave to you.
I guess try and hide it. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to ask, how do you go about trying to hide it? Is it through like a poker face, or just trying to avoid eye contact?
Well, it's not like anyone else knows we have a psychic link.
True.
Well, I guess you're just trying to hide it from me, right?
Pretty much. You know what? If you would
Yeah,
like, Val, we can make this contested.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to do
That'd
this?
be a deception insight, I imagine.
Yes. Would you like to do so?
Yes.
The exact same rolls we just made reversed.
Actually, not quite. She made a
Alright.
deception, and you did it. So.
Yeah,
I just
yeah. The like me and Freya, I did insight. Now she's got a deception. Now the deceptor needs to insight.
Mm.
Oh, I didn't get too high, so I wonder if Freya's gonna.
So, sweetheart.
That's a 13 on Val's
Ooh, okay.
insight.
So, sweetie, roll
Mhm.
deception. Try and beat a
Deception?
13. Yep. Oh, wait. You don't have very high charisma. This should be interesting.
That's my thing.
This should be very interesting.
Is it? Just find it. Oops. Oh no, not that. What did you say that I have to roll?
Deception.
Deception.
Deception. Okay.
It's the lie roll.
Roll.
That's a 14.
Okay.
Oh.
So
Fair.
because it is a 1-point gap, I'm gonna say
Again.
that you at first like okay, she's acting a little weird. Not maybe the fish ain't agreeing with her. And then there's the other one where it's like, oh yeah, that one's clearly thinking some shit through, and a lot of it, and is confused AF.
That one has think mode going.
Oh yeah,
I
hard.
don't know why.
Yeah, that one's just confused and thinking. That one, you're not sure if it's just the fish ain't agreeing with her, or if she's thinking something. You don't really know. You just know that there's something there. And I'm gonna say, in your defense, the reason why you probably don't have as much of an easy time figuring out what's going on with Freya's mind is just because of how massively obvious Smav is right now. It's that obvious where it's to a point of almost being distracting.
Fair.
Next thing you know, the 1,000 Armadillomons start singing.
Oh god.
We're all gonna die. They're gonna eat us all.
Are
they monks?
Would you like to look around and see if they are?
Huh?
Would you like to look around at the architecture to see if they are?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to have you roll perception.
Okay.
That is a 14 perception.
Cool. Basically, you suddenly realize that the only homes that aren't fashioned like a monastery temple of sand are specifically the homes that belong to the non-Armadillomons. Every Armadillomon's house is kind of vaguely similar. Monastery, 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 open floor plan, open floor plan, open floor plan, monastery, monastery.
Oh god, not the open floor plan.
You have an open floor plan. It's got one of those nice sliding doors even. Looks like one of those freaking crosses between a monastic temple and a freaking ancient Japanese temple. I'm going to say that in her realizing it, you two also slowly kind of realize it. And whether or not you remark on it aloud or if you just kind of like in your head are like, oh, can't believe I didn't notice that. I leave to you.
Yeah, I think I just think that to myself.
Well. Now, as they're singing, they're kind of doing it in almost like in a choir format where they're all kind of in like a line. Some standing on top of each other to kind of stagger each other out to make each other all visible easily. Which makes quite the wall and quite the amount of music. Now, here's the thing. What do you three say / do with this giant feast and music? And no, they can't do Call Me Baby. Okay?
Call me baby, maybe.
Yeah, they can't do no fancy stuff. They can do monastic. Ahs or ohs.
My brain just went, and a big iron on her hip.
Yeah, no. They don't have that one.
I don't want to set the world on fire.
You know what? You know, because that's too funny, I'm going to have it be that Smab, a part of you is convinced you can teach them to do that song. Whether you have the actual musical knowledge to do so or not, probably not. But
no, I don't.
You're just convinced you can teach them. You have
I was making a joke.
Yeah, I'm gonna take your joke and run with it though. It was too funny. You are now convinced that you could teach them how to sing that exact song for no reason, and you're starting to wonder if maybe it's just you're having too much relaxation.
I just look at Plaza in amusement and light my pipe and just watch.
You don't see a Plaz. You see a Plaz Nightmon, unfortunately, because you realize that he is so cluster effed, brain destroyed from what he had just learned, that he has literally decided maybe I'll come up with a better answer if I Digivolve. If I have the adult brains.
The adult brain.
Uh-huh. So on top of this singing and this giant bonfire and a feast, you just see a Plasmon turn into a Plasnightmon, and is still looking brain effed and confused as hell. Still want to just sit back and watch this?
So my brain, a lot of thinking has been done. My brain's a little fried. I'm not a big fan of their taste in music. So I walk up to a few of them. I think I have some music I could teach you.
They all go like starry-eyed, like a kid has been told, any candy you want from the candy shop. And they're just happy. Really?
Yeah.
Yay! You don't know how they did this, but somehow they managed to, despite not getting off of each other, they managed to somehow pop up to their hind legs with their fore legs in the air and are like, yay! On top of each other. And they kind of just right back down. They're still on top of each other, still stacked masterfully, so you can see them all.
Alright. So this song is called I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire.
I don't want to set the world on fire.
I don't do a very great version of the song, as I roll a 7 in performance. I am not a singer.
Roll again. Roll again. I was about to get into that. Take whatever's higher.
Modified 20!
Congratulations, you nailed it. Basically, out of nowhere, the Agumon starts joining in. And you can tell he got pipes. In fact, to the point where you almost swear that he is on par with the original singer. Which trips you the hell out for a bit. He is keeping up, tempo, pitch, the whole nine, even breathing. He is doing amazing.
That's an Ink Spot's original.
Yeah, he is doing terrifyingly well. Like, you would never know that this wasn't the original singer. But basically, him kind of just getting lost in the music kind of just helps you get further lost in the music, and all of a sudden...
I forget about all the problems, including the recent thoughts I just thought and the revelations I just had.
Yes. You managed to kind of get a brain relaxation. Basically a brain spa day in an instant. As you perform this song with the Agumon. And you kind of just...
It's a duet, baby!
And you kind of like how he's riffing off of kind of the way he's doing it. He's riffing off of it, kind of extending your parts, kind of shrinking his parts back and forth to the point where it starts to give off this almost beautiful echo, almost as if it's almost being chimed through an angel's voice almost. You two are, unless you want to roll to hate the song choice here, you two are gonna like it unless you roll. It's that good in quality right now. I'm going to say that, Freya, you're enjoying it, but you've never heard this song before. Ever. You never heard this song format or this music format at all.
You've never heard of old school blues.
Not at all. But you can't help but like it a little. Whether you're being expressive about it or not, I leave to you.
Yeah, it's like I acknowledge that I had no idea what that song is, and like you said, that kind of singing and stuff. But nonetheless, I just kind of close my eyes and move my head from side to side, listening.
Now, I'm going to say that Plaz and Agumon kind of get a bit lost in the music and are kind of
lost in the sauce.
They are singing one song after another together, kind of inspiring each other to do better each time.
And they're old, and their music from like the 1800s to the late 1900s.
No, they're very old school.
They're old and goldies.
Yeah, everything ranging from Frank Sinatra to
basically the entire Fallout series checklist of music.
Yeah. Except for Fallout 76. Too modern, that one.
True, that is a bit modern.
Yeah. But every other game before that, pretty much. Now, I'm going to do a couple things. First, Val, I'm going to have you make another roll.
What kind of roll?
D20. Flat.
Okay. Oops, that's a D12, sorry. And then I got a 12 on the D20.
Okay. I'm going to say, as you're listening to this really beautiful music, your entire vision blacks out.
Hey, yo.
We've become together. Me and Agumon become the siren.
Slowly, slowly and yet steadily, it starts to brighten. What you see is almost a sea of clouds, an almost blindingly beautiful sunset off in the distance. And you hear some thudding noise coming up from behind. Thump, 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 thump.
That is funny noise.
You hear the sound of a pipe being drawn. What'd you think of them? Got some spunk, don't they?
I'm almost surprised that you chose them.
What you realize is that you know this voice. Even though it's very much deeper than you remember it, and the loud sound of the feet is far louder than it ever was, you can just kind of sense that it's your very old friend.
I'm imagining this is a Jedi Ghost moment.
Not exactly. You guys don't see this.
Oh my fucking god.
She ain't no Jedi, and you guys ain't see this. Or hear it.
Now, the thing is, the Jedi Ghosts are only seen by the person they appear for.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that detail. So yeah, basically, yeah. Basically, they are a Jedi Ghost. Basically, you can already tell exactly who it is. The little Gekkomon, prince turned, in a sense, mob boss of all of Las Vegas. It's Shogun Gekkomon. Smoking his pipe, and in his case, it is massive. It is back to being a 50-foot tall frickin' pipe that looks tiny in his hands. Like, he can only fit 2 fingers on this thing. Nothing more. What can I say? They reminded me a good bit of yourself. defiant, strong, good of character. Yes, I do realize the irony of me saying that. The thing is those two are going to need you pretty bad. They're getting toyed with by a awful being, a very sickening thing. A plague that honestly I wish could have been dealt with sooner, but by the time we knew of it, it was too late to excise the cancer. I hate to break it to you, but you're gonna have to do quite a lot of babysitting for those two. They might be stronger than you for now, but you'll catch up. And unfortunately, you'll have to be the closest thing to a voice of reason with them. Because I hate to break it to you, while they might have your defiance and strength, they have my sanity.
Guess it'll just be like old times, any.
Imagine if there was two of me. So, arguably a bit worse. Oh yes. I have a bit of a request to make of you. It's going to be a bit of a sidetrack from what you are needing to do and all. But I would like you to go and speak to the new boss of Las Vegas. You'll recognize him once you talk to him, but for now I'll give what his current name is. He goes by the name of Stingmon. I do know that.
I don't know if I can do that so quickly after learning about. Well, you know what?
Yes. Normally I would respect your wishes to want some space to heal. But unfortunately, I am desperate and worried. Do you remember Dokunemon and Kunemon? You remember them, but you just remember them as being basically that of, like, castle guards at the time.
You mean the castle guards?
Yes, yes. Well, those two have come a long way, surprise, surprise. They've become quite strong. The problem is, though, is that while Kunemon is doing his best, bless his little yellow soul,
City.
the unfortunate reality, though, is that he is being used, being tricked and deceived. And if nothing is done soon, I fear what the implications shall be for all of Las Vegas. So I'm going to have to beg of you, my dear friend. Go give that poor chap a helping hand. I wish I had more time. He kind of just, without warning, just kind of picks you up and gives you a hug. Take good care, my old friend. Take good care. For what it's worth, I've never forgotten you, and I'm not going to start in the afterlife either. In fact, I've already made a bet with Digimon, in fact. We've already gambled a little bit and said that you three are going to absolutely batter the bastard who's doing all this crap. Digimon thinks it's going to be torture. I'm betting on just instant kill. But we'll see. Oh, piece of advice. Once you've finished helping Kunemon and Dokunemon, you should really consider going back up to that mountain you just left. But I'm afraid I can say no more. Goodbye, my dear friend. he does a wave as he's walking off and slowly fading away. You have enough time to say one thing if you want.
Don't worry about them. I'll keep them on the straight and narrow, just like I did with you.
You can tell that, even though he hasn't turned around, you can kind of just tell that he's smiling with relief. And then fades away. Your vision goes back to becoming dark, and then all of a sudden fades back in the beach. Whether or not the other two have noticed you being zoned out for this long, I will leave to their decision.
Dude, I'm a Cronin. I'm not.
Okay,
Hey, I'm not. I'm Cronin.
cool.
I'll say that Natalie decides to, she kind of like sighs, and then she decides to like go closer and just kind of like Freya, just kind of sit and enjoy the music.
Fred, you notice her zoning out.
Yeah, I guess you could say I observe it.
Do you interact or say anything?
I think let's just ask if she's okay, like how she's doing.
Now, Val, be honest. Does your character have a tear going down their face?
She looks solemn. And maybe she looks like she's about to just like do so. But then she looks at the person that she's basically been entrusted and she says, "You know, I think I'll be alright. Things hopefully will start to make sense."
Mm-hmm.
From tear to players, not likely. I digress.
He
As
digresses.
this party goes on for what seems like, in actual time, it almost feels like it's been maybe an hour. But in reality, it has been far longer. The sun has completely set. The moon is out. The only ones that are still up and about are the Agumon and the Plasmon, still singing away. You can kind of tell that they're slowly...
Baby.
You can tell they're slowly getting tired, but you can tell they're just like, they're enjoying themselves too much to truly stop. Freya, you both have no idea what time it is, other than that it's sometime late at night. Val, because of your research, you know what time it is.
Well, what am I researching?
You're researching the world around you at first. Then it progressed to researching the deities and the way they function.
Basically, you're the general knowledge store.
Yeah. You're basically
You have all the data.
You're basically the Walmart of knowledge.
Wow. Wow. Wait, does she treat her employees like trash?
No. No, she's the
But
good.
she can't be Walmart.
She's the old, like the good Walmart way back when. She's the old Walmart where it was good, like when it was really good, way, way back. I know it's hard to remember that far back. Believe me, it is. Jokes aside, ultimately, you have this knowledge. You know what time it is. You know that it is quite genuinely approaching midnight.
Okay.
What you do with this information, what you people say next / do next, I throw to you.
I mean, if they keep partying, they keep partying.
Party!
Agumon and Plasmon party well into the morning, with no rest. I'm not going to apply exhaustion, but I am going to tell you right now that you're probably a little tired by the end of it. Freya, Val, what would you two like to do?
Um, Probably would have like slept a little bit.
Yeah, same here.
Okay. You two make your way to basically the guest rooms that were prepared for you. At first, you're like, ah, great, more sand. And then you realized, oh, no, the guest rooms are relatively normal. They're not they're not fancy, but you realize like, oh, this is actually not bad. Lots of wood though. Alright.
Lots of wood though.
Whether or not you like all wood buildings, I leave to your discretions. But yeah, basically the building itself is pretty much all wood. The overall beds are pretty normal, wooden post, wooden frame, with basically a feather mattress.
Oh, it's not that bad.
So you two are sleeping, correct? Just want to make sure I have that proper.
Yep.
Huh. So you two, unlike the performance nutcases, actually get some sleep. And oddly enough, even though Plaz, you were up all night, you didn't really mind it. It was still
It was
strangely relaxing.
oddly refreshing.
Yeah. You're not really sure about the why. To be frank, you just don't care. You just feel relieved, and that's all that really in the end matters.
Hmm.
To put it mildly, you two sleep, but for some reason, their singing kind of just makes the sleep not just easier, but almost more calming. Maybe relaxing, even.
Huh.
You're well rested.
Mm,
You were lulled to sleep.
quite literally. Now, as you awaken the next day, you still hear like some attempts at continuing to sing, but it's paired with some yawning randomly. Do you bring up what you talked about with a certain spook last night, dear Val?
Um, no, I think that message was just meant for Natalie, and she also will take it to heart. And
No, I meant the
well,
going to Vegas.
oh, okay, yeah, I was about to say, well, I guess we'll sit down for breakfast, and she's like, so you guys went to Vegas, right?
Yeah, we did.
Um, would it perchance be on your route to maybe visit it again?
So
Sure. Why not?
technically, you know it's not at all in line with where you need to go. You're not sure why. You just get this gut feeling like I don't think that's the right direction to where you need to go. However, you do kind of sense that there seems to be something more with this request. Her info, you can tell there's something on her mind, basically.
I I I am about to say a word before I hesitate and keep my mouth shut.
Uh-huh. You should. Yep. What do you do, Freya?
I guess maybe the better question is, what are you two trying to do?
We'll get to that one sec. Freya, you there?
Hmm?
Sweetie, with the
Yes?
knowledge of that it's not in line with where you want to go, what would you like to say?
You're breaking out.
He's saying that it's not exactly where we're headed.
Oh. Um,
I'm also saying that you kind of can tell that there's a little more to this than just, hey, are you going that way?
I mean, I say sure. Why not?
So, do you start getting ready to go? Do you grab any supplies while you're here?
Yeah.
What all do you
Oh,
guys
well, I mean, can I still? I mean, I still want to talk. I still want to ask the question, like, what is their mission, or what are they hoping to do?
That's completely fine.
I tried telling you when we were eating. You probably didn't quite hear me, but our quest, I guess you could call it, is to defeat the four lords, kill them, rehabilitate them, whatever we can manage.
Rehabilitate them?
Well, the last one I managed to do just that. And that was the first lord we fought.
So, Smap, I'm going to have you roll a perception.
Modified 20 again? What
Nice.
the hell?
You realize your left shoulder got a little heavier suddenly.
I just kind of rub it as if it's in a bit of pain.
You feel a little hair. And kind of a smooth skin.
Huh. I'll look at it.
You just hear, hey, Plasmon. I figured I'd come and check on you guys. It is the very devil you spoke of. The first lord you dealt with. In his rookie form, no less. 'Tis the Gomamon. The leader and the ruler of New Atlantis.
That's the city under the sea.
Well, it's not all fish cakes and crab patties, I'm afraid. I know, hard to believe. But it could be worse. Anyways, I just heard you guys were coming here. So I figured I'd just come say hi, stop by, wish you guys well. I was also on an errand anyways, so I mean, bonus. But, I just want to double check something here. I kind of got visited by a very old friend. And, he kind of reminded me I probably should have told you something earlier. There's a very ancient and wise Digimon who wants to speak with you. I do not know why. I don't think he cares about the when. He just said that you were to meet him at the top of the mountain, not far from here. You both realize that when he points with his flipper, he's pointing to the very mountain you climbed down.
We just came from that mountain. Couldn't you have been here like, what, 6 hours? Just 6 hours ago?
I wish. Unfortunately, even when traveling by speedboat, or sea sub, or even by even a freaking Samarimon, it is still about 8-hour journey from here to there. Ah, well. Anyways, I gotta go do my errand. You take care. No clue what you're gonna do, but please be careful.
Before you go, how the Leos doing?
Oh, they're doing wonderful. And fighting every 10 seconds, it seems. Which for them is pretty normal. At least it's well-meaning, as always. So, he kind of manages to use his flippers to, like, shrug. They're at least not trying to kill each other. And I'm happy enough about that. And that I have my sense of self again. Thank you again for that, by the way. Yes, Aaron! And he starts to, like, kind of flip her off. Flap, 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 flap.
My brain was like flip her off. Just my brain just imagined in reverse mode, middle finger, middle finger, middle finger, middle finger. My brain is stupid.
It was funny though. But yeah, basically he just kind of waddles his way out.
So yeah, that was the Lord that we dealt with. We're 1 for 3.
Technically, you also killed Argamon Demon God Mode. So 2 out of 4.
Yeah, I'm going by purification records.
Fair. Alright. Our session today is almost done. Would there be like do anything else before we call it?
So I just take a big breath and I'm just gonna say, so we have a few different things. Mountain is the closest thing. We should probably do that one. Then, and I just take a deep sigh. Go back to Vegas, I guess.
Alright.
All emotion just kind of drains from my face.
I feel like there is something important back in Vegas. Even concerning you two. It's just maybe a feeling, but I hope it isn't too much of an inconvenience.
Not at all.
Great. Now, before we go up the mountain, I'm going to go ahead and buy some snow gear.
I think I'll look into healing supplies. See if I can find something.
I'm the only one with coin here. Am I pretty sure?
So
Val, did you come with coin?
Not much, but a little.
I feel like I have a little bit of coin.
Unfortunately, though, Val, you find nothing and then have a flashback. There is a store in Las Vegas that does sell winter gear.
Ugh.
What if she just stays near me?
Unfortunately, no. That would be basically the equivalency of a temporary solution, then bring about a new problem.
So we gotta go the long way, so then we can go the short way.
It does seem like it.
God, this is like an RPG.
There is
This is so RPG of you.
There is a way to do this where you don't have to, but you'll have to think of it on your own. I'm not going to give you the answers to everything.
I don't ever expect you to.
Yes. But there is a way where you can basically not go immediately to Las Vegas and could instead go to the mountain first.
I could try turning again.
You could definitely try. Roll me a d20.
Oh dear. A 15?
What are you turning into?
Like a wolf?
Congratulations. Despite your last kerfuffle, you managed to It's not quite as easy as you remember it being, but you managed to actually become a full-on wolf.
Nice.
So yeah. Now you can if you want to go to the mountain.
It would save us time.
Ta-da! One of 2 possible solutions discovered! Yay!
Yay.
Now, I assume that probably not going to use your whole money, right? For potions, probably just buying a couple. Correct?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm just gonna mainly scavenge for stuff.
Also, we did mention that she doesn't exactly have digital coin. It's why I had to use my coin earlier.
Yes, but I think she was talking about scavenging for healing
Ah.
ingredients, not actually. Or am I misunderstanding and you were actually talking about buying potions?
I mean, I'll take a look at the stores, but my main objective will be to scavenge for the material.
You can scavenge, and together we can make the potions.
Mm-hmm.
If you do, you'll look at advantage on how strong those potions are.
Well, in that case, we'll do that.
So, you look at the shop. They have some pretty basic healing potions. A D6 here, D6 there. Nothing really memorable, really. Or sorry, D4 there, D4 here. And it's just nothing impressive. However, the moment you go out to scavenge, I am going to have you do a roll. I'm going to say this is probably going to be medicine.
Okay.
So, Mav, if you would like to, I can also have you roll, and you'll both have advantage.
23?
Mm-hmm.
And for Freya, that's 11.
Uh-huh. So we'll take the 23 then. Ultimately, you managed to find some... At first, you just find some really good herbs. But then, you stumble onto a specific kind of mineral.
Mm.
It is a mineral that you yourself, Fred, haven't really used. You know that it can be used for medicine, you just haven't really done it yourself. However, Plaz, you know this mineral very well. You know exactly the way to use it, because you yourself have actually delved into the usages of this. It is a mineral that is basically akin to sea salt, but it has more of a medicinal effect than an actual salt effect. In a sense,
The Arakawa mineral salt.
yes, it did get that name when your
Family secret recipe.
yeah, your great grandfather is the one who discovered it. And unfortunately, it does bring up a sucky memory that your uncle is basically responsible for overpricing it and bastardizing what it was. Mind you, this was one of the few times where your father and mother were on your side.
I would like to get as much of this as I can put in like a small bag.
Oh yeah, you can get a nice meaty handful. It's a very nice amount. Like, you're pretty confident from the look and feel of it, you could probably make at least like 5 awesome potions out of this stuff.
Would there be any left after?
Yes, there would be some left after. Just not enough for a whole nother potion.
Nice.
It'd be basically enough to sprinkle on something if you need to. But basically, you have a flashback. The best thing about this mineral salt is that it is actually extremely easy to work with, and it is also a regrowing, relatively fast natural resource. You know that this stuff is very potent and very effective. And you're kind of getting that like scientist's itch to like, ooh, put me in the beaker, give me the beaker, give me the beaker. Where my Bunsen? Where my Bunsen? Let's go, let's go. You're getting like
Granddaddy Awakawa's mineral salt.
Yeah.
So many things I could do with it.
But yeah, in that memory, you remember that it was one of the few like definitive moments where your parents were 100% with you. And it was also the first time that it wasn't just you chewing out Uncle's awful decisions and behavior. Even your dad was pissed and threatening to disown him.
Mm.
It was extremely shocking that he was on your side that time. But yeah, it's one of the only moments where you kind of like have a positive moment with your dad, really. Or at least one of the only positive moments after what happened to your brother. So for you, this is like, oh, this is attached to kind of both a mixed memory, but I'm also now feeling excited. Where's the Bunsen burger?
So when we make those potions, I'm gonna set aside the small amount that's left, and over time, I'm gonna work that into a what's the term? It's the kind of thing that, like, when someone is asleep, like, you put it under their nose, they breathe it in, they wake the hell back up.
Kind of like a smelling salt.
Smelling salt, that's it. I'm gonna turn it into a decent stick of smelling salt over time.
Yeah.
During my downtime, I'm gonna work on that. Make it proper, make it perfect.
So, I am going to have you roll a d20. This is really just for helping me decide something.
17.
Wow, okay. Basically, you two kind of... It started off with kind of her not really 100% knowing what to do with the material, and then kind of catching up with what you're doing and kind of managing to kind of figure it out by kind of mimicking you a little bit. But dear Lord, this thing, you love this mineral. You know that your brother loved this mineral. Your mom, your dad, your grandpappy, your great-grandpappy all love this mineral because of how flexible and wonderful it is. Just to work as anything from a smelling salt to a sedative to an outright salvation for someone's life at times even. And dear Lord, you get lost in a number of memories where you and your brother are thinking of how you can tweak the stuff and make it more potent. You have officially, you three, made 3 bottles of deity healing.
Oh.
Nice.
I don't have that here. That's beyond tier 3, and tier 3 is the best you can get.
Oh yeah. You're getting 3 potions that each restore 2 D100. I will now go into your character sheets. Would you like me to split them up, 1 for each person, to make it simple?
I've been keeping track of the potions and how much.
Okay. Then I shall plant it on the use.
I'll put the information down.
Yeah, and basically what this does is it restores you by 2 D100s. Not percentile die, actual D100s. But now, with that, it is time to say, see you all next week. I hope you have enjoyed, laughed. There's going to be more of a balance between combat and role-playing next time. But yeah, I hope you all have enjoyed, and I hope you all are excited to see what comes next.
Yee.
Would you 3 like to say goodbye?
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Classy.
Yep.
Alright. Hope you all had fun.